Hello, this is Annette with Project Refine Life. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the December 2023 monthly deck and book haul. I really don't have that much to share with you this month, so I'm just gonna breeze right through it. So this is the Woman Hollaring Creek and Other Stories by Sandra Cisneros. She is the same author as The House on Mango Street, and I loved The House on Mango Street. It is a book that everybody should read. These are a bunch of short stories, and I am hoping that she flows from one story into the next and ties them all in together at the end, kind of like what she did with The House on Mango Street, but I have no idea. Anyhow, I would read anything that she made. So this was a great deal because I found it on Amazon for 94 cents. This is The Intentional Tarot. And this book was recommended to me by Kay at Amidst the Gray because I had shared on a few of my videos lately that I was using decks very specifically, very intentionally. So I was, or I have been, or I am pulling specific cards and using those to help me with my journaling workshops. So a few of the workshops that I've been working through have been through journaling sessions. I can't remember the full name. I will put it down below. It is free on Substack. And then also Journal as Altar, which is just a few dollars. That's also on Substack. But I have been using these cards very intentionally. So pulling them and helping my journaling process with the cards. So as an aid, not just the specific or only means of the explanation of working through the journaling questions, but as an addition to. So she recommended this book to me, and I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm excited that it's here. And I did find it for $9.15 on Amazon as well. And the next book that I got, this was $18.99, and this is Ancestral Magic. Empower the here and now with enchanting guidance from your past family history. Now, if you've seen my channel, you know that I love ancestral work, and I do have quite a few ancestral books, but this one was a little different. It's a very practical way of working with ancestral magic. Although it does cover veneration, it also is based into that magical aspect of working with your ancestors as well, which kind of just reminded me of one of the favorite decks that I've had in lately, which is the Ancestral Magic Divination Kit, and that is by La Panthiere Studios. So when I saw this, it kind of like tied in to my thought of working with that specific Oracle deck. But what I like about this book is it is one of those books that you can have handy without digging through all of your stuff. I don't know about you guys, but there are days where I just forget. Like, I know I've done this forever, but today I don't remember what color candle should I get for this specific work. And this has all of those, see, look, it came right to that. It has all of those little reminders right here at the beginning of the book. It also talks about crystals to work with, making connections. So it's a very practical guide, a very nice way of stepping into your ancestral magical workings, but it talks a lot about meditation as well. And being that I am a yoga teacher and I work with meditation and breath work, it was very refreshing to see this type of work mentioned within this book. It gives you journaling exercises and really taps into having these conversations with your ancestors, but on a very relaxed and calm level. So I really do like the concept of this book. This is a book that I really haven't worked with yet, but I do plan on working with it a little bit more into the new year. And Nancy Hendrickson, just have to mention this, has a page on Substack called Curious as a Cat, where she is going to be covering for the year of the ancestors. So I'm eager and excited to work with her on that. On to the decks for the month. So I'm going to go with the one that I got first within the month of December, and that is a Circle of Doors Tarot. I did a video on this deck and I absolutely love it. I think I've talked about this deck probably a few times already, and this deck is absolutely, positively wonderful. I really love this deck. I love the layered photography. I love the cardstock. I love the way the guidebook is written. I love the box that it's in. Just like 5 out of 5. It is just wonderful. I really enjoy this deck. And like I said, there's a full walkthrough, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it because I will link it for you. The next deck that I got in is this one right here that I have in here. And this was a Make playing cards purchase. And this is When Olga Speaks. And I am so sorry, but this is not currently available. We are all hoping within the tarot community, those of us that have this deck, that she will go ahead and start the Kickstarter at some point during this year, because she is supposed to be writing a guidebook for this deck. I have been working with it already, and without the guidebook, it's great. So even if she were to just make it available on Make Playing Cards, I think there's enough within this collage deck and the keyword for you to work with this deck. I love it. I love like the 60s and 70s type images that are included, and I love collage decks. So and again, I think I included this in one of my top Oracle decks of 2023. It is a fantastic deck. I really love this. Next is the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. This deck came out some time ago. I never ordered it, and there was a couple of cards in here that I found challenging, let's say. So I held off on ordering the deck, and then it went out of print. And when it went out of print, I had decided already, like, you know what, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get that deck. And then it went out of print. So I was like, okay, well, I guess the decision's been made. I'm not going to get that deck. And then I heard recently, oh yeah, they're reprinting the deck. So I went ahead and did a pre-order on this deck. I got this in, and I kid you not, this deck came in, and the the cards that I found most challenging are the cards that came up for me within my first couple of full-on readings with this deck. And I'm like, okay, so you're here to teach me. You're here to show me why those images are there, why they make me uncomfortable, and how to work with them. It is a beautifully illustrated deck, and I'm not going to do a walkthrough because there are quite a few, and so many of them are several years old. All you have to do is look it up. But I'm here to say that those images that are challenging to you, you might want to revisit some of those cards. If it's just a few within a deck, revisit those cards, because they're here to teach you. They're here to show you. They're here to maybe unlearn some of the things that you have taught yourself or others have taught you. But overall, I love the images. I love the overall tones. I love the cup suit. I love all the flowers that are kind of infused within the deck. It is a beautifully created deck. And like I said, I'm not going to say that every image that I agree with every image or that I'm comfortable with every image, but it's obviously here to teach me that there's a reason that I'm resistant to those images and I need to work through those. I wouldn't say that about every single deck, but this particular deck is teaching me. So I'm grateful to have this within my collection. And this deck, this is the last deck that's come into my collection this month. This is the Poesis, I hope I'm saying that right, Oracle. And I held off on this deck because I felt like it would compete with another deck within my collection, but it does not. This deck does a completely different thing. It is beautiful. It is like this rose petal finish. It has these black and white images. The keywords are great. There is no guidebook. However, you are able to access poems online through their website. It is really, really pretty, and I haven't even had the chance to work with it yet, but each time I just kind of like looked at the deck. It's funny because here it is again. Each time I kind of worked with the deck just to kind of look at images and to try to pair it up with a few different decks. Every time I would split the deck, this is the card that kept showing up. And well, I'm a yoga teacher, so it's like, okay, you're at home, we're at home with each other, it's cool. And I love these kind of decks where it just has that one word and these very strong and potent images that you can work with and work through. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful deck, and I have paired it up with a few decks already, just going side by side and looking at it. It is a 77 card deck. So I'm excited to work with this deck a little bit more. Well, not a little bit more, but into 2024. So that is the Poesis. I don't think I'm saying that right. But so those are all the decks within my collection this month and the books that came into my library this month. And that's it. That's it, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. I wish you a beautiful 2024 from my heart to yours. I will see you later.